Well, we're back. It has been a long month since I have been in action, but we are back getting our interviews underway. I'm here with Coach Waits of the Grove City football team. It's been a long month. A lot has happened. A lot has changed here since I was last active. And I want to get started with our football team because the last interview that we did on our football team was back in February. A lot of workouts have changed. When they come out here has changed. Coach, tell me how has this team kind of grown over the months?
No, we're so proud of our kids right now. For us, our kids come out here. We've been going 3 days a week, since the middle of February. We're out here all summer, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. I mean, we think it's really important that we get our kids up out of bed, ready to roll in the mornings, okay? I mean, we don't like to practice at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the evening. We think it's important our kids get up and come ready to compete early in the morning because, let's face it, they're going to get a job someday.
Right.
They're going to have to wake up early in the morning and go compete on the job every day. So, we're trying to teach them those life lessons, and our kids are showing up every day and coming to work, and we couldn't be more proud of a group of kids.
And these group of kids have definitely grown a lot, not only at their skill positions, but also off the field and on the field. You're in a phase now where, like you said in the email yesterday, there's workouts on Tuesdays, there's workouts on Thursdays. You guys have 7-on-7s now.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the 7-on-7s later, but first things first, let's talk about the everyday workout schedule. Tell me about that and why decide to go 5 days a week at this time of the year?
Well, this is our team camp week, okay? Like we're going Monday through Friday this week, 8 to 10. And it's a time for us to do a lot of our install and stuff like that, offensively, defensively, and special teams this week. And the kids, like I said, they're buying into it. They're doing so well. Like we're out here from 8 to 10 on the field doing all football stuff, team stuff, football stuff. And then from 10 to about 10:50, we're in the weight room. We're in the weight room getting better, working hard, agility, strength and conditioning training, speed training. So, we got the kids. We're here from 8 to about 11 every single day this week, just really getting after it.
And as that's shown, it has really helped out a lot. For sure. So let's talk about, I want to go flashback into what you said in February. And it's another reason why I should never bring up the yearly schedule ever again, because you always want to focus on that first opponent. You want to focus on the next opponent. So what is behind that mindset and what gets you into that? Why do you put that into your players?
Yeah, and right now we're not talking about anybody we're playing. The only people that we are absolutely concerned with are Grove City High School. The kids, our kids here, we're changing the culture. We are changing things we're doing here, offensively, defensively, special teams, in the weight room, on the field, off the field, everything we're doing. So we're not concerned with anybody on our schedule right now. We are concerned with our kids getting better, becoming great young men, and being the best football player they can possibly be, being the best student they can possibly be, being the best human being they can possibly be, and being a great citizen here in the great community of Grove City. So that's what we're concerned. We're concerned with our players and this program and this high school only.
And you mentioned too, you want to get the Grove City yearly goal is to win an OCC. That's a goal here, and that's also a goal over at the baseball field with Coach Alexander.
Exactly.
So how do you link your goals with Coach A's goals together?
With Coach A, like I hired Coach, I gave him his first coaching job years ago. He coached basketball for me years ago. So Coach A and we're both on the same page. We come from the same mold. We are going to push kids, we are going to work kids, but we're also going to develop this strong relationship with kids too. And get our kids to do a lot of team building stuff with them, and because we want our kids to be competing every single day when they walk on the field. We want them to win every sprint, every drill, every warm-up, everything we're doing. We want our kids to compete and try to be the best in that. If we're stretching, we want our kids to be the best stretcher in the country. We want the kids, we want them to learn to compete on all levels. And that's the same thing Coach Alexander does in baseball. He just gets the kids to compete. And if you show up every day and compete, you have a chance to win. You have a chance to go to the Final Four like we did in baseball.
Yep.
And our kids are going to show up in football and compete every day. And I tell you, I think the sky's the limit for our kids in this football program.
And you just mentioned the Final Four. I want to talk baseball real quick. What did it feel like going to the Final Four up in Akron as a coach this past June?
No, it was amazing, because we're up there. We started out the school year, the season in the spring, driving vans, taking our kids down to Florida, playing ball games down in Florida, staying in hotels. And then we come back here, we finish the year driving to Akron, taking our kids up in vans, staying in hotels, eating, building relationships with kids. But no, it was an amazing feeling. And again, our Coach Alexander did a great job. All the coaches did a great job. Our players did. They bought into it. And it was just an amazing, 3 or 4 days we were up in Akron, and the kids played extremely well. We're really proud of them.
For sure. So then we mentioned the football standpoint. You mentioned the goal of winning the OCC, and now that could lead to a Final Four. When do you expect that Grove City gets to the Final Four, if they do?
Well, and again, you're talking way, Final Four. We are establishing our program. We are trying to change things now. And is our goal to win the OCC? Absolutely. Is it to make the state playoffs? Absolutely. Is it a chance to get in those Final Fours? Absolutely. And that's why we practice every single day. But like I said, we're not concerned with any of that right now. We're concerned with making our guys better people, better community members, better football players, because this Grove City community is an awesome community. We've been here all our lives, Fuss, and we absolutely love it. And this community deserves a winner. We did it in baseball, and we're going to do it in football.
And football, like you mentioned, I deal as a student personally with every single student saying, oh my goodness, I love going to these football Friday nights here, whether it's here or even our fans. Even last year, they travel. So we see them travel up in bunches. One of the games I like to mention is the Dublin-Jerome game. That's a 40-50 minute drive up. Those fans still traveled up, and they packed those stands.
Absolutely.
So as a head football coach, how does that feel? I know you were an assistant last season, so you got to experience that. How does that feel knowing that Grove City's fans is very loyal to their team?
Well, this is a sports community. It's been a sports community forever. As far as I can remember, it's a sports community, and these people just love sports. And they're going to come support our kids. No matter what's going on, they're going to be here to support the kids, because this community loves athletics and loves sports. And that's what's so special about this city. You come to our football games here at home, it's going to be packed. It's our side, it's going to be sold out, and we'll be sitting on the other side too, because these people love Friday night football games. And I can't wait to get started. And we are going to put a product on the field this year that they've never seen before. People in the last 20, 30 years are not going to see a type of offense and defensive stuff that we are going to run this year. It's going to be really exciting, and they're going to be fun and enjoy watching us play.
For sure. So let's talk. From the February interview on, I've seen a notable variety of players and how the weight room has impacted them. One of them being Trevor, as well as the other players. What have you thought about the weight room and how these players have kind of adapted to it?
Well, and one of the first things we had to do as coaches, we had to hire some good guys that are going to run that weight room for us. And Coach Jay Howard, Coach Dylan Schoonover, those two are absolutely amazing in the weight room and our speed and agility training. Those guys handle all of it. Now, we all assist them and help them, but those guys do an amazing job in the weight room with our kids, and then some of the skill, the agility stuff. But Coach Howard and Coach Schoonover, those two are the best. Second to none. They're the best in the weight room, and our kids have bought into it. The kids they love being around them, they love being with them, and they're buying into everything that those guys are putting them through, and you can tell we are a very, very strong team now.
For sure. So then with the weight room and all of that, knowing that these players really have benefited what is your goal for these players? I know you kind of went into it already, but what is kind of the goal for these players moving forward?
You know, every single day. I mean, our goal every day when we walk out on the field or in the weight room, we tell our kids, if you're going to win an OCC championship, you have to be great in the weight room, you have to be great in practice, and you have to be great on Friday nights. And so far, our kids are great in the weight room, and they've been great in practice. And we haven't had a chance to play a Friday night game yet, but I'm telling you one thing, we're going to be great on Friday nights too. So that's what we're selling to the kids every single day, and that's the way they come in and they punch a clock and they're out here and they're ready to go. We're DTR dress taped and ready every day at 7:45, and we start at 7:50 every day, and our kids are here ready to go every day. So they're competing.
And these kids have really grown as players, and even some as off the field members as well. And I'm sure as a head football coach, you have really liked to seeing the growth of that.
Oh, we're extremely excited. We love each one of our kids. Our coaching staff has been amazing, you know, and I can't say enough about our coaches and our players. I can't wait to see all of it come together when we start on August 19th at Dublin Scioto.
That will be a very exciting game.
Yeah.
What's also coming up is the scrimmages. One of them being Worthington Kilbourne, a team that we annually play. Obviously, great contests through the years. I've gotten to go to some of them as a fan. And there's also some 7-on-7s that you guys have already played. So kind of take me through those 7-on-7s and what have you seen this team do in terms of growing from one to the next?
Yeah, well, we're really excited, you know, because we're gonna offensively we're gonna be fun to watch, and the 7-on-7s are really helping us prepare for our passing game. You know, part of our passing game. We've had 3 7-on-7s so far, and we're going to have a 4th one next Wednesday, July 20th at Olentangy High School at 7 o'clock. So, you know, we had a good Watterson team in here last week and performed really well against them. Played Franklin Heights and also Hamilton Township. And the 7-on-7 really prepares, you know, our receivers, our quarterbacks, our running backs, our linebackers, our secondary guys on defense, and really gets them ready, you know, because we see a variety of different, you know, schemes and stuff so far, and we'll see a bunch of them when we go to Olentangy again. That'd be a great one. Then our first scrimmage is against Harvest Prep on that Saturday, and then the following Thursday is when we go to Kilbourne. So Harvest Prep is here on that Saturday, and then Kilbourne's the next Thursday in the evening, and then that's going to get us all those 7-on-7s in our 2-a-day practices, you know, and the 2 scrimmages are going to get us prepare for our season August 19th at Scioto.
And you bring up the 2-a-day practices. You have that at this time of the year, and when the scrimmages come around, what's there with those 2-a-day practices, and what do you think the players can do to benefit from those?
You know, and the 2-a-day, you know, they're not really a 2-a-day. We say 2-a-days now, but we're here from 7:30 in the morning until 12:30. So we're here about half a day. You know, and we just go straight through. We got a morning practice, and we take a little break in between, then we go right into a late morning practice, you know, finish it off. So, and again, that's a grind. You know, those 2 weeks are a straight grind, but that's going to be our final preparation, you know, going into the season. So we got to have 2 great weeks of our 2-a-day practices.
For sure. I know this heat has kind of been bugging us sitting here a little bit as that rec center's been getting built. So just another question for you. And I know I've kind of previewed it from February on. You've seen a lot of how these players have grown over the years, but they haven't played a football game yet. They haven't played a Friday night. So with that coming up, what have you seen these players as to adapting to the football Friday nights?
Well, like I said, our goals are to be great in the weight room, great in practice every day. And I tell them, if we are doing those 2 things, we are going to be great on Friday nights. And up to this point, we have been great in the weight room, and we've been great in practice. And just with that said, that is going to, I'm so excited for these kids in this community and our coaches to see these kids go perform, because I think a lot of people are going to be really proud of the Grove City football team.
For sure. Well, Coach, it is a pretty humid day out here. I know I don't want any of us getting burnt, so I'd like to thank you for coming out here. I hope to get back here in August, hopefully when that rec center is done, so maybe we can go inside and do our next one. It's absolutely nice to be out here. So thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks, Fuzz. Appreciate it, brother.
And go
Appreciate everything you
Dogs.
do for us. Thanks.
That's a good job, big boy.
Yep.